With the Raptors playoffs starting tomorrow, we have a massive injury update for the Toronto Raptors as we inch closer and closer to this series against Philadelphia. Additionally, more and more reports have leaked in regards to who voted for who for Rookie of the Year, and things are looking a lot tighter than expected between Scottie Barnes and Evan Mobley. So we're going to break all that down plus more in this video, so let's dive straight into it. Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, breaking down the latest Toronto Raptors news with 1 day left before the playoffs begin. We face off against Philadelphia once more, so I'm plugging it early. Subscribe to Raptors Digest if you haven't already. With a plug for the Raptors news. But let's get straight into that news, because the first thing we're talking about is a massive injury update for the Toronto Raptors. Now, if you checked out our previous video, there was some speculation, especially from the comments made by Nick Nurse in regards to whether or not some of the guys that have been in and out of the lineup at the end of the season will actually be able to play heading into Game 1, Game 2 of this series against Philadelphia. Well, we got some clarification. Blake Murphy came out with a little report today saying that the Raptors' official Game 1 injury report is, quote, no injuries to report. So not even any of the deep bench guys are not ready to suit up. So that is extremely encouraging, because as Riker and I broke down, playoff time, I know some people have criticisms of Fred VanVleet, especially in the second half of the season, and people get a little bit cheesed about how he dribbles a little bit too much, yada yada yada. But one, he was an all-star, and preface this because Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby are the two guys that we were questioning whether or not they'd be healthy, whether they'd be ready to go. But firstly, Fred VanVleet, heading into playoff time, you need your leader. You need your point guard. You need your guy that's playoff tested, that has a finals MVP vote to be ready to go in a series where you're not necessarily the betting favorite. You're not necessarily the top dog going up against a squad with James Harden, Joel Embiid, Maxey who's come onto the scene, right? You want your veterans to really be there to stay the course, right? I know Scottie Barnes, and we're going to talk about him, 72-time Scottie Barnes Award winner, right? All that sort of stuff is great, and he thrives at that point guard position and has shown he's able to do it. But come playoff time, you probably want someone running the show at least. I want the ball in Scottie's hands. I want him rocking out with it a bunch, but the ball in the hands of a Fred VanVleet much more. And we got some more comments additionally from Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby specifically, who had that thigh injury, that thigh bruise, played the final game of the season, didn't look too hot, but he said he's feeling great. The added week, with the play-in tournament addition to the playoffs has really allowed him to catch a breath, and he's going to be fresh heading into Game 1 of the playoffs. So that is huge for this Toronto Raptors team. Injuries have plagued us this entire season. I know that's usually the case with any NBA team, but the fact that we don't have any injuries to report for really, it feels like the first time this year, not even a Yuta Watanabe, not even a deep bench guy are hurt. You love to see that. But that's not the only thing we're discussing today, and as alluded to at the start, Mobley is catching up to Scottie Barnes in the race for Rookie of the Year. Now, previously, we've been hearing leaked reports about who people are voting for. There's a spreadsheet all ready to go on Reddit breaking down who's voting for who, and the most recent updates make it look like it's going to be a little bit more sketchy for Scottie Barnes to claim his way to Rookie of the Year. He's still leading. He's still the favorite, currently with 115 official points for Scottie Barnes. Evan Mobley, who was down pretty early in the first 25% of votes recorded, is catching really close. 115 for Scottie Barnes, 109 for Evan Mobley. Cade Cunningham way back, and as I said in the previous video, I'm surprised Cade Cunningham is that far down. Now, it's a good sign, especially as more and more votes trickle in. Scottie Barnes still has that lead, right? A lot of the talking heads, it seems like the narrative has shifted for Scottie Barnes to lead the way Rookie of the Year, but it's hard to break old mindsets. And this entire season within the first month of the year, people said, oh, Evan Mobley's Rookie of the Year, defensive powerhouse, defensive machine, all that sort of stuff. But, we saw what happened when Jared Allen went down for injury. The Cavaliers' defense fell completely off, whereas with Scottie Barnes, when we dealt with our huge injury situations, continued to play at a high level, or at least on both ends of the floor. Evan Mobley's great. He's a strong player. If he does get Rookie of the Year, I won't be thinking it's a complete conspiracy or something like that, but I will be cheesed. I will be a little bit rotted. And the fact that, till about March, everyone was saying, well, Evan Mobley's leading this Cavaliers team to a winning record. Well, you know what? So is Scottie Barnes. And we have a substantially better record than the Cleveland Cavaliers heading into the end of the season, especially with all the turmoil we dealt with over the course of the season. Not that Cleveland hasn't dealt with any of it all, but I don't know. I would be quite cheesed. I would be quite infuriated, as people know, that I made my takes clear in regards to Scottie Barnes should be winning Rookie of the Year. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this race is going to be a tight one. It's going to be interesting to see what actually happens. So we'll see what ends up happening there, but let's dive into the next topic of news, and it's the Raptors being extra careful heading into these playoffs. Now, if you haven't been watching, if you haven't been noticing, there's cases have been rising, and infection rates have been picking up, but the LA Clippers, they are getting hit with it first, as Paul George in a do-or-die play-in game is out in health and safety protocols. Obviously, the huge wave of health and safety protocols happened around December, January for the Toronto Raptors. Antibodies, 3-4 months, they tend to wear off at this point. So Raptors fans have got to be, or Raptors fans I guess too, but Raptors players got to be especially careful, especially this first round, because our bench is something that's notoriously not been that strong this year. If any of our top guys go out with health and safety protocols, it will be tough, and Nick Nurse has known that. And fortunately enough, the Raptors are going to be taking some serious precautions. As Nick Nurse says, he doesn't anticipate leaving the hotel the next few days, and the team is trying to be more mindful of all the COVID restrictions, and like with the playoffs approaching, cases rising. So obviously, you can't be on the court if you're if you're contagious. You can put someone else at risk. So hopefully the Toronto Raptors, they're all good and they stay away from the health and safety protocols. But we'll see what ends up happening. We're going to be making a deep playoff run, so it might be tough for this team to do that because we're going to the chip, folks. But finally, the last one. People liked our previous update. Someone came back at me with a Raptors legend, but I'm messing up the buttons. But you saw his face there. But former Raptors legend. Now, is he a legend? I don't know. Killing it for a new team. O'Shea Brissett, you let me know in the comment section, is he a legend? I think Bruno is certainly a legend just because of all the mythology, all the aura, the hype that we had for this guy, the memes that came from O'Shea Brissett, a little bit more under the radar, but was a Canadian, but he's been killing it for the Indiana Pacers this year. It kind of went under the radar from my eyes. I wanted to put it out here in a video, but O'Shea Brissett finished the season for the Indiana Pacers, leader in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Now, I know O'Shea Brissett's more of a role guy considered throughout the league, but he's quietly having a really, really good season there for the Indiana Pacers. Obviously, we let him go, but his time with the Raptors, he was a solid offensive rebounder. He's that 6'7", 6'9" height range. Maybe we shouldn't have let him go. That might be the take that I'm throwing at it. We left him last season. He had a breakout season for the Pacers last year. Now he's looking like a legitimate NBA player, not star, but it's cool that obviously there was a bunch of turnover transitions with the Indiana Pacers. Sabonis was traded away. Miles Turner went down with injury. Karis LeVert was traded away as well. We had Brogdon injured a bunch of the season, TJ Warren. So there wasn't a lot of guys to stand in his way for this record, but got to give props to the Canadian O'Shea Brissett balling out. But folks, you guys are the best for making it this far. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok, the Twitter, all that cool stuff. Riker and I are dropping, once the play-in tournament is completed, we'll be dropping our playoff brackets and series preview against the Philadelphia 76ers tomorrow. It's all that's coming out in the morning. And then obviously, game reactions, all that stuff, it's coming. So subscribe to Raptors Digest if you haven't already. Anyways, enough of me rambling. You guys are the best. Cheers.